So the FIFA Men's Pro 11 Team of the Year for 2020 has just been released, and it has some of the biggest names in football in it. Of course, it is a team made out of the best players from the past year. But to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, I disagree with a lot of decisions in the team. That's why today I bring to you my Team of the Year for 2020. And of course, please remember that this is just my team. So I do want you guys to put in the comment section down below what your Team of the Year is. Of course, it is your opinion. Do with it as you will. If you feel like Granit Xhaka deserves to be in your Team of the Year, go ahead and do that. Okay, that's a bit insane, please do not do that. But of course, my name is Finn, and if you're not subscribed to my channel and you like regular football content, please do consider subscribing and leaving a like down below, as it does help my channel out quite a lot. Now, with most good teams, we start off in the goalkeeper position, and to me it has been no one else but the Manuel Neuer, the legendary sweeper keeper. I've got laundry there, I should probably clean that. As I said, Manuel Neuer has to be my goalkeeper of the year in the Team of the Year. What an excellent season he's had. He's had like a handful of domestic trophies with Bayern Munich this season. He was the Champions League winning captain. He was just fantastic overall. Men's Player of the Year, 3rd place. And he was voted the FIFA Pro 11 Goalkeeper of the Year. But he didn't make it into Team of the Year over Alisson. How does that make any sense to anyone? But don't worry, Manuel Neuer. I know it means a lot to you to be in my team. I know my opinion means a lot to you. But you make it into my FIFA Team of the Year. He's had a fantastic season overall. I mean, the sweeper keeper, the legend of the game, Manuel Neuer, is definitely back in business. And of course, some honourable mentions would be Alisson, would be Navas, and probably Jan Oblak. But as I said, in my opinion, Neuer was by far the best. Now moving on to the defensive positions. In the right back position, I just have to put Trent Alexander-Arnold because, I mean, in my opinion, he's definitely the best right back in the world at the moment. He got the Premier League Young Player of the Year award, and he helped Liverpool win their first ever Premier League trophy, and he played a huge role in it, getting 13 assists in the Premier League last season. I mean, yes, he's had a tiny bit of a slow start to this Premier League season, but he's just so fantastic, such a versatile modern day fullback. I don't know, as I said, to me, Trent Alexander-Arnold is the best right back in the world. And yes, obviously a homegrown talent. Now, does that annoy me as a Manchester United fan to know that my biggest rivals have such good homegrown players? Tiny bit. We move on to the centre-back positions, and I'm not gonna lie, for some odd reason I did struggle with choosing the centre-backs for this list, but the first one is going to be Sergio Ramos. What a living legend this guy is. He is just the complete player overall. This is his 10th consecutive year being in the FIFA Pro 11 Team of the Year, and his 11th time overall. He is just so good, and from a centre-back position, he got 11 goals in the league throughout the calendar year. He captained Real Madrid to another La Liga title, to another Spanish Super Cup. I don't know, Sergio Ramos is just absolutely unstoppable. Obviously the most red cards in Champions League history. The only reason he's keeping that record is because Granit Xhaka plays for too crap a team to play in the Champions League. Wow, I just really don't like Granit Xhaka today. I guess I'm like everyone else. But now to talk about a man that really few people dislike, and it is Virgil van Dijk in the second centre-back position. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit here and ha of whether I should put him in the centre-back position. And look, Liverpool fans, please don't get upset. The reason I'm saying that is because he has been injured for quite a while, and he will be injured for a few months more. And so because of that injury status, I was wondering whether he still gets into the Team of the Year. But to be honest, by far the best centre-back in the world at stages, and definitely the best centre-back in the Premier League. Therefore, I cannot not put Virgil van Dijk in this team. Just fantastic overall. I mean, another great season for him, helping Liverpool win their first ever Premier League, getting in the Champions League squad of the season. Virgil van Dijk, just like no other. I mean, even injured, he gets into the squad. We then move on to the last defensive position, the left back position, and I'm not going to lie, this is going to be very controversial, but it's fine. I'm in the safety of my own home. You guys can't hurt me. But looking at the left back position, I'm going to go for Alfonso Davies. Now listen, Liverpool fans. I seem to talk a lot to Liverpool fans, don't I? I don't know why I care so much. But listen, Liverpool fans, I think Andy Robertson is the best left back in the world. I think he's had the best season this season. But 2020 as a whole was Alfonso Davies' year. the first ever North American to get into the FIFA Pro 11 team for what he did with Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga last season and in the Champions League especially. Obviously his most memorable moments being against Barcelona. I don't know, as a 19, 20-year-old, he has been spectacular. He is so young, he is so promising. He had an amazing year. As I said, Robertson, the best player this season. Probably the best player for Liverpool along with Salah and Jota this season in my opinion. But as I said, this year as a whole has to go to Alfonso Davies. And looking at some honourable mentions in terms of the defence, obviously as I said, Robertson, I think Silva from Chelsea deserves a lot of credit along with Alaba from Bayern Munich, because him moving to a centre-back position might be the best decision he has ever made. But you know what, we now move on to the midfield positions, and this once again going to be a bit controversial, because looking at the FIFA Pro 11 team of the year, they had Joshua Kimmich in the midfield position, and I'm not going to lie, I have a different Bayern Munich midfielder there in the likes of Thomas Müller. Look, I really like Kimmich. I think that he has one of the biggest influences in that Bayern Munich team, but I just view him as more of a right back, and I think some of his biggest plays last year were from the right back position. But of course I've got Trent Alexander-Arnold there, and I'm not going to change the team around just to get Kimmich there. I'm not going to play him out of position, although he can play there, but I just have to give a lot more credit to the likes of Thomas Müller. In my opinion, probably the most underrated player maybe in footballing history, breaking the Bundesliga assist record last season with 21 assists. He's already gotten 6 goals and 6 assists in 12 Bundesliga games this season. I don't know, he's just been spectacular overall over the last year. Obviously had an incredible Champions League campaign last season. I don't know, I just think Thomas Müller is incredible and deserves so much more credit. The next midfielder I have for you guys is going to be an attacking midfielder, and it's not going to come as a surprise to anyone, as it is Kevin De Bruyne. Easily, in my opinion, the best midfielder in the world. He is such a complete player overall. Obviously got the Premier League player of the season last season. He equaled Thierry Henry's assist record last season with 20 assists in one season. And of course this season at times he's carried Manchester City with his creative ability. I don't know, he's just so complete overall, and he has just become, I believe, the first ever Manchester City player to get into the FIFA Pro 11 team of the year. I mean, you really can't look and say anything bad about Kevin De Bruyne. To me, he is a complete player overall and 100% deserves to be in this team. Now, looking at the last midfielder, this once again is where it gets controversial, as I have put Bruno Fernandez. Yes, I know Thiago was in the original Pro 11 team, but to me, look, this is where it comes down to opinion. This actually all does. But I prefer a player like Bruno Fernandez. That's not saying anything bad about Thiago. Thiago is crucial to any team, and any team would be lucky to have him. He strings plays well together, and he really is a team player. But for me, my personal preference, I prefer players like Bruno Fernandez. There has been no player who's had more direct goal contributions in the Premier League since Bruno Fernandez has gotten there. He has been unstoppable. 3 Premier League Player of the Month awards. His influence alone that he's had on Manchester United is enough to get him in this team of the year. Because ever since he's moved to Manchester United, the whole team has turned around, and I do think that he deserves to be in it. Now, looking at those 3 midfielders, yes, I know I made some changes compared to the Pro 11, but I mean, Thomas Müller, Kevin De Bruyne, and Bruno Fernandes, very attacking heavy, but I think any team would be very happy to have it. Now, looking at some honourable mentions in terms of the midfielders, obviously, as I said, Kimmich, maybe he's one of them. Thiago, Henderson in terms of his leadership over the last year, and maybe Goretzka. But I'm pretty happy with what I have. Now moving on to the attacking positions, this is where it gets super messy, which, talking about the first player in attack right wing position, I have gone for Lionel Messi. Now it's quite funny because over the last year, people have said that Lionel Messi has almost dropped in quality. Well, yes, initially I thought that maybe was a bad season for him last season, but a bad season, he still had more than 20 league goals and 20 league assists. He was still very, very good last season. Obviously, I think the one thing that really handicapped him is Barcelona's performance overall, because obviously I don't think Barcelona won any trophies last season, and obviously they got that embarrassing 8-2 loss to Bayern Munich. But you know what? I'm basing this off of individual performances, and to be, Messi still deserves to be there. He's had a tiny bit of a slow start this season, but still not bad overall. But to be 100% honest, if FIFA released their team of the year, I would not be surprised if Salah was in it, because Salah almost deserves to be in it. To me, it is very neck and neck. So I'd like to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. So please tell me what you say. Salah or Messi? We now go on to the striker position, which is probably the most obvious one on this list, along with Kevin De Bruyne, as it is Marcus Rashford. Now, of course, I'm joking. I hope too many people didn't click off of this video as soon as I said that, but it has to be Robert Lewandowski. There was no one who could match the Polish striker's ability this season. I mean, this season alone, he's gotten 17 goals in 12 Bundesliga games. Last season, he got 34 goals in 31 Bundesliga games and 15 goals in 10 Champions League games. He is just a goal-scoring machine that just won't stop, and it is such a pity that there's no Ballon d'Or this year, because he deserves it 100% of the way. I don't understand how we can have awards like the FIFA Pro 11 awards, but not the Ballon d'Or awards. To me, it is so stupid, because Lewandowski deserves it. But you know what? Moving on to the final position in this team of the year, which, by the way, guys, if you've enjoyed it, please do like the video down below. I'd appreciate it. But I feel bad for it. It is Cristiano Ronaldo. And I do feel quite bad because I put both Messi and Ronaldo in the squad, because I feel like it's just become a trend to do it because of their legacy. But in all fairness, I do think Ronaldo deserves to be in this team, because looking at him, he's the current Serie A top scorer. Last season, he was the second top after Immobile with 31 goals, and he got 4 goals in 4 Champions League games last season. Once again, like Messi, I think the team was knocked out due to team performances, not to individual performances. But I do think Ronaldo deserves to be in there. Now, looking at some attacking honourable mentions, I think Neymar and Mbappe deserve huge credit and are so close to making it into the team, to be honest with you. I mean, I've got no PSG players in this team, despite them getting to a Champions League final. But I just unfortunately did find better players in each position. As I said, Mbappe and Neymar deserve so much credit. Haaland deserves a bit of a shout. Lukaku deserves a shout. Salah and Gnabry. Now, there are some great players that have missed out on this team. But guys, as I said, this is my team of the year, and I want you guys to tell me what you think of this team rated out of 10, along with giving me your team of the year down below. But guys, bit of a controversial one, but hey, I had a lot of fun doing it. And of course, once again, if you're not subscribed, please do consider doing so, as it helps me out so much. And of course, I do love and appreciate every single one of you. This is Finn, FYNN. Stay awesome. Bye.